Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rearrange Rooms. It's your boy Jay taking you through the final episode. We made it of this season. Let's get right into it. Let's go. Okay, something that I think is really important that I cover is why I put so much energy and time into the stuff that I do. And the big thing about all of it is curb appeal. So I'm gonna do is slowly go through each one of these phases of how it all comes together to create a visual and create something that's appealing. Something that makes people say, I wanna go inside that house. First thing it starts with, right here, your plants. I always think it's important, especially here in South Florida, always include tropical plants, include plants that are gonna help increase the visual aesthetic of the front of your house because it just makes things look that much more organic, that much more free. And I just think it also gives a really nice contrast, right, to strong, hard, man-made rectilinear building shapes, and then very beautiful, organic, God-made shapes, as you want to call it. So right here we have macho ferns. I love these because they're really full. They really fill out really nicely if they get enough water, and they're great in sunlight. Over here we have some croton, and croton is really nice because it just has a really beautiful multicolor look to it. I love planting them. They grow out really nicely. I always make sure I keep my spacing 16 to 24 inches between each plant. That way, as the water fills them and as they grow over time, we'll have some more room to grow out. Over here, we have some cocoa plum. Now, this cocoa plum has not been doing so great because the irrigation system that I had installed wasn't really hitting a lot of the plants on the front side. So what we've done, we've corrected that over the last week or so. So you'll really start to see these guys, well, know that these guys will start to grow in much nicely. You could actually start to see. So all of these old leaves that were down on the ground there, they were dying out, but this is all new growth from the fact that now we have a proper amount of water treating these plants. Right here we have trinettes. What I love about trinette is that, and very similarly, you got a multicolor look to it. Helps increase the height too on the backside because when you're looking at it from the street, right? It's like photos when you're in elementary school. Tall kids in the back, short kids in the front. So I always have my trinettes on the front side along with my machos, and then I have something a little bit smaller on the front side over here. And then it continues all the way down over there. Let me show you guys over on this side. So what we have here, very similarly, cocoa plum, and then we have some croton over here, and then some hibiscus along the back side of the wall. I like to separate out and try it in different phases because something that I find is that if you clump all of the like plants together and you clump all the other like plants together, it kind of looks like segregation, and we're not trying to do that. So something that's going to be really good to do is have a mixture of plants and species all throughout, and then finish it off with some top mulch and then a couple plants over there in the corner. So you're really getting a good idea of what it looks like when all this stuff comes together. Okay guys, something I really want to cover is why I add all the little details, because to me it really is something that helps make it look that much better. So here is a bench that I bought on OfferUp. Again, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. I can't tell you how much you can get great prices for things for next to nothing. I paid $25 for this bench. Incredible. The lady even gave me some teak oil to finish it off and polish it up really nicely. Beautiful. Got some tropical plants here that I put on either side of it. Again, when you put it all together, put the tropical plants, put the bench, add all the plants that are on the exterior, the mulch, the paint color, having everything done nice and new, neat, pressure washed, clean, swept, this place looks great. And the thing is, it'll look great for any house that you're working on. So whenever you're trying to increase your curb appeal, don't ever think like, oh, I gotta do this one thing or this one thing. It's not. It's actually several little things, but they add up to equal one big thing. Okay, y'all, something I really want to harp on, and I'm going to continue to harp on, is the power of Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp specifically. The reason being is that you could save so much money when it comes to the furniture that you're looking for when you're renovating your houses. This table and chair set that you're looking at right in front of me is a grand total of $50. $50. You can easily spend that on one chair, but because of the power of Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp specifically, you can get such great discounts there that you can get something just like this at a price like that. Now, why is that important? important? Well, if we did not have this here, you would just be looking at a big, hot, blank space. Now, some people will come out here and think, oh, my dog can run around, or oh, I could put a table and chairs there. But there will always be a percentage of buyers who cannot see anything past what's in front of their face. So if you have nothing here, they will see visually nothing. But because we've added this here, we've now added to the marketability of the space, because the people who can't see now see the usability of the space that wasn't there before. Another thing I want to add, again, how can you maximize all of the spaces at your disposal? This is another exterior space, and we actually had this guy left over, right? This is the old armature for the hammock. Then I went on Facebook Marketplace, and guess what? I found a hammock. I think I spent $60 for this, maybe 70. But look at it, it looks brand new now. This is, again, the power of just making your spaces look usable. I had one extra chair from the table that you guys saw over on the patio side, and then I picked this little guy up for about $20. So this is actually the space that connects the main bedroom to the exterior. So it's just gonna help add to when someone comes to see your house, like, oh wow, it's a really nice hammock. It makes your space look that much more cozy. So again, a lot of these things, they're not gonna add to the actual appreciation and dollar value of your house, but they do add to how somebody feels when they see it. All right, y'all, it was so hot, I had to change. But now that I'm feeling fresh, we're inside the house with the AC, it feels wonderful. And more importantly, this is the kitchen I've been waiting to show you guys, which is the full island. So this island is 8 feet by 5 feet. And I really wanted to wait to show it to you guys because I wanted you guys to get a full view of what it looks like when it's fully installed, not just something partial or along the way. So what I love about this island, if you've got a big family, if you're hosting Thanksgiving, you want to entertain, it can accommodate all of those situations, right? We have some friends that are coming over today, and we'll be able to put down recording area for my friend who's gonna be playing DJ. We're gonna be having areas for you to put your fruits, put your vegetables, put your food, put your drinks. All of that was gonna be great on an island of this size. And on top of that, it's got a nice little place to sit on both ends. So even if you have kids, let's say they're doing their homework, or you want to have a little meal by yourself, I love this about this island. It really helps to make this kitchen feel like it's more usable, not just as a big piece that's in the center. Something else that I really love too is this light that we chose. Now this light is something that I found on Amazon. I'm gonna put a link to all of these things that I'm looking at here and speaking about in the description below. But this light helps accentuate the length of the island with it also being very minimal, because I didn't want someone who's inside the kitchen to not be able to see someone who's in the living room. So because we raise it up to the height that it is, it gives you great view, and also it just helps add to the accentuation and the elongation of the island. Something that I also want to talk about too with the cabinet here, I want something a little bit darker. This is a modern slate finish. What I love about this modern slate, it complements really nicely when you have great contrast. So I went with a brass detail. This brass detail that's on these cabinet handles are the same as the black detail that are on the white cabinet handle, or on the white cabinets in the distance. So I wanted to make sure I kept the style the same and just changed the finish itself. So a great little detail right here, and the fact that you have so much space for cabinetry. I mean, look at this. You could have 10 junk drawers if you wanted, but if you also just have a lot of dishes, let's say you will have a lot of stuff you want to use for storage, you can do that on this side as well as the opposite side as well. Okay, and over here on this side of the kitchen, you're gonna see with the backsplash finally installed, we got some gray grout in there. I really feel like it helps accentuate the tile itself. We went with a white shelf. I went back and forth forever. Should it be wood? Should it be black? Should it be white? I ultimately ended up with the white because I felt it helped complement the other side cabinetry, since that's white as well. I finished it off with a really elegant light above, and yeah, you're just finally seeing it all come together. What I love about it as well, we have the sink fully installed with this nice beautiful black faucet. I'm gonna put a link to the description for all those items in case you're looking for them. And you're also seeing it with the last little bit of details, right? You've got the rug on the bottom, the handles are in, everything's been cleaned and wiped down. And again, just like on the outside, it's the little things that matter. So if you're ever looking to see like, what can I do to help upgrade my kitchen or upgrade my bedroom? Don't think of it as a large move, think of it as little details. Okay guys, take a look how everything came together. What do you think? Let me tell you, I mean, I am ecstatic about the way it all ended up being, because for the longest I struggled. I really struggled with this space, more so than I have in a lot of other spaces. And I think a large part of that is because I couldn't figure out where exactly the table was gonna go, where exactly the sofa was gonna go, what exactly I'm gonna use as a rug down for the living room. And a lot of times I tried something, I didn't like it, and I was like, all right, let me swap it out. So I actually swapped out that sofa once. I swapped out this dining table once. Now, a lot of people will say like, well, I don't have the money to swap it out. This is why I say Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp are wonderful, right? You get everything at such a big discount. The last table I had in here was $50. The last sofa I had in here was $150. And I didn't even throw it away, I just used it at another house. So it really worked out just fine. When it comes to spaces like this, I keep saying, and I wanna make sure I really harp on it, is that you're not gonna get it right the first time, and that's okay. Don't expect, especially if you don't have a design degree or if you didn't work as a designer professionally, to be able to get something right the first time and absolutely love it. It's really difficult, it's really challenging, even for people who are professionals. Instead, give yourself some grace. Know that when you put something down, you're gonna need to play with it. You're gonna need to massage. This is no different than writing a really long essay and you don't nail it the first time, or you write a long book and you don't nail it the first time. Design and the process of making something beautiful is iterative. So you're gonna do something one day, make some changes the next day, make some changes the week after that, but in the end, when you see it all together, it looks great. First thing I want to talk about here is this stunning sideboard. I am obsessed with it. And the reason why I'm obsessed with it is because I sold one that I had in a previous house about 2 years ago, and I was really upset with myself because I put it in the house as part of the staging, and the girl that bought the house, she's like, I love everything, I want everything. And then when I actually went to sell it, I was like, well, damn, I actually wanted that sideboard. So what I did now is I made an adjustment to what I'm gonna offer in my sales package, because furniture I always sell as a separate line item. I'm gonna make sure I remove this thing and find something else to replace it with, because these are really hard to come by. I got this baby for I think $300, which is a steal. This can easily sell for over $1,000. But the person that was listing it, they called it a desk and they had no idea what it was, which is even better for me because I paid $300 when really they could have easily gotten a lot more from somebody else. Not me, but from someone else. I use it over here because I wanted to have a really nice vignette kind of centered around this plant and this beautiful picture that I found on, actually at Home Goods. So all the other little details are coming together in the end, but nothing too crazy. Over here on the dining room side, again, I got this table on Facebook Marketplace. I believe I paid $400 for it. It is a lot pricier, but this is a solid table. I believe the girl told me she spent $2,500 on it, which is a lot of money, but for me who's buying it at $400, I'm getting it for a steal. And then when I go to sell it, guess how much I'm gonna sell it for? About $2,500. So another thing that I absolutely love about buying furniture and staging your houses, when everything is all said and done and you sell the house at whatever dollar value you're gonna sell it at, you get a separate transaction for all the furniture. And a number of times when people sell, they always ask, hey, how much for all the furniture? So what I've been doing lately, I've been having furniture packages. $5,000 you get this, $10,000 you get this, $15,000 you get everyththing. Now for a house like this, I really haven't decided how much I'm gonna sell it for yet because we just listed the house about 2 or 3 days ago. But know that in the end, when someone decides, or if someone decides to buy everything, they're gonna pay a pretty penny for all of it. All right, something I also wanna make sure I cover, because it's important to know the prices of everything else, is what I spent on some of these other pieces. So this right here is a bench that I got on Facebook Marketplace. I spent $40 on this bench. What I love about it, it's a great full-length bench, and I didn't have to buy so many chairs to go with it. I got these white chairs here on Amazon. Now this chair, I was supposed to get a total of 6 of them. Amazon messed up my order. They only sent me 2, and they just refunded me all the money for the whole thing because they didn't complete the order. So I got 2 free chairs. I got a bench for $40. And these 3 chairs on the back side, I actually borrowed from another house that I currently have up for sale. In addition to that, I also have this runner and these little tchotchke pieces. Again, stuff like this is secondary. This will be what you use to fill out the space once everything else is set. But I do think it's important to cover these things because they are what help add to the marketability of your house. Okay, let me show you guys what the living room turned into. Again, another one I'm really excited how it came together in the end because I really struggled. So when you're seeing it right now, you're actually seeing the rug, the sofa, the chairs that I picked out. Let me break them down so you guys can see. These chairs, believe it or not, this is a really common mid-century chair, but I got this on Walmart of all places. I got them on Walmart. I paid for the pair, I think it's $300. Now it's a little bit more than what I would typically spend, but I really wanted something that was gonna help accentuate the mid-century nature of the rest of the pieces. This table right here, I got for free. I'm telling you, like, a lot of this stuff sounds kind of crazy in terms of like what you can get for it, but you'd be surprised at the stuff people are just giving away, right? And I say giving away because they're basically selling it for next to nothing. This sofa right here, I paid $150 for, and this rug was, I think, also $150. These plants, I think, is what really helped ground out the space because they really gave the space some organic shape and some life that it was missing. So I put them on either end. I got this table right here, also on OfferUp. I spent $50 on it. And then the rest of the pieces, they're really just kind of filling out the space. That giant X that you see right here, I've had this inside my house for a long time. Some of these pieces here, I've just had laying around. And actually, it was actually my mom who really came in here and she's like, oh, let's try this here and try this there. Because something that I have been finding also, even though I love designing and I love doing all of this stuff, it is really time consuming to do this as well as manage projects and get through construction. Right now, I've got 9 flips going simultaneously, so I really don't have the same amount of time to design everything that I once did. So I'm really trying to work to employ other people to do some of the work. Thankfully, my mom loves this stuff too, so she comes in and she fills in where she can. Okay guys, so if you're looking to do something exactly like this, just remember Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. You're gonna hear me say it 10,000 times. I'm gonna beat a dead horse because something that's really frustrating for me is because what I see all my friends who are investors get and when they sell their places versus what I get when I sell my places. I don't know that I'm necessarily doing more work or better work. I just think that I'm doing design work. Because I'm doing design work specifically, I'm getting a level of buyer that my friends are not getting because of the fact that people can't see what's in front of their face. I've said it 1,000 times. But so if you continue to buy furniture, if you continue to stage your places, or if you just hire someone to do it for you, the return on investment that you'll get for doing this will far outweigh the cost of what you're paying for the furniture. Okay guys, we are now inside the guest bathroom. Let me show you how it turned out. So if you guys remember, what we did, we refinished the tile, we refinished the tub, swapped out all of our valves. So now we have some new black fixtures, got a new black shower head. We got new wallpaper that was installed. This wallpaper I purchased on Amazon. This vanity I also purchased on Amazon, both of them amazing prices. This vanity I think was about $200. And this wallpaper I got for about $12 a square foot, which is a little bit high, but actually no, that's correction. We got it for $12 a sheet, which is even better than $12 a square foot because at $12 a sheet, you're getting a full 96-inch length sheet by about 24 inches wide. So in total, I only needed about 3 pieces. So in total, I think I spent about $64 to $70 after taxes. Not bad. This mirror I got at World Market, the Etsy of stores. You can get things traditional, things that are modern, eclectic. You can find a little bit of everything at World Market. So if you have a World Market in your area, make sure you stop in. They've got great furniture options and as well as little things here and there to help fill in your spaces. And then lastly, I got this light up here on Amazon as well. I spent as little as about $40 on that. So if you guys really see everything in here added up, the tile, the floor that's redone, the new toilet, the new vanity, you're looking at about $2,500 for this entire bathroom. Not too bad for something that turned out pretty good. Okay guys, we are now inside the guest bedroom, and if you guys look at another space that really came together. This was another space that I had a little bit of an issue with because I was trying different rugs, I was trying different bed frames, and they just didn't look right. And it really took a number of iterations for me to get it to where I felt I was gonna look good with the sheet set and look good with the pillows, and it did. It really came together. Some of these pieces here, I got this on Facebook Marketplace for $20. I got this plant here for $30 on Home Depot. This guy came from Home Goods. This was just a bit of a creative post or creative picture that I wanted to put just to give the space something a little bit different, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more character. Because sometimes when you don't have something like this that stands out or something hierarchical, it just looks like another plain old boring space. But I find that when you add something like this that has a little bit more personality, a little bit more character, it just makes the space feel a little bit more comfortable. Almost like it's someone's bedroom as opposed to just a room that you staged. The rest of these things that you find here from the lamp, I think that was about $25. I got that one with another one, both of them for $25. And then some other just pillows, tchotchke. I painted this headboard black. It was just like a really weird wood tone before. But again, like a lot of it really simple. I think in total this room was about $600, $700 if you're looking at everything. But if you look at how it makes the space feel and how someone would feel in the space, it just adds to what someone would be looking for and making it that much easier to sell because someone can walk in here and feel like it's one of their own rooms. Okay y'all, we are now inside the main bedroom, and I love how this space turned out because I love an opportunity where I can use a king size bed, because I find that king size beds just have something about them that when a homeowner or when a potential buyer sees them, they really feels like, yes, this is my room. And because the king bed is typically going to the person that's purchasing the house as opposed to like one of the children, I really need to nail it every time because I know that that's the person that's gonna make the final decision as to whether or not they decide to buy the house or not. So when it comes to this room specifically, I got this headboard for $40 or $30. I can't really remember too much because I bought it a couple weeks ago. But what I love about it, it actually came with a footboard. The only issue is that the footboard didn't really work because I buy a lot of my bed frames on Amazon really cheaply. And then, if you guys remember in one of our previous seasons, I used to use air mattresses, right? If I pull it back, you guys can see, ta-da, it's nothing but an air mattress. Really simple, but again, if someone doesn't buy the furniture, it's really easy to just deflate the bed, put it up in some packaging, and then store it in my storage. So the rest of the pieces, the sheet set I got at Ross, I got a lot of these pillows at Home Goods, and some other filler pieces I got between Ross and Home Goods as well. Now, on the front side of the bed, we have this bench here. This bench was also $25. What a steal! And this rug I got on Amazon. A lot of the other filler pieces that you see throughout this room, I got at very different places, but I think in total, I spent about $600 or $700 on this full room. And again, it's just a great way for you to continue to be able to sell your spaces, make it feel like home, add some plants, add little decorations here, lamps, and pictures on the walls. They're really small details, but those details, as I always say, when it comes together, really make something look really cozy. Okay guys, and to wrap up our finale here is we have the final space, and this is the main bathroom. And I know this space is really tight, as I've always said before, but I've really tried to put enough design elements into it to help take away from how small it is and put into how beautiful it turned out in the end. So this vanity, we got this on Amazon. It was a really tan color from before. All we did was we just spray painted it. And then I went and I found some knobs that I had left over in my houses, and I just put them on there because it was just a great way to accentuate the light. If you guys look up above here, because it also has some black and brass details in it just to help tie the two pieces together. Now, something that was really frustrating about this light is that my electrician, for whatever reason, decided to hang the mount for the light so high. So I really had to work to find a light that hung down, because if I didn't, the light would have been situated much higher and this mirror would have looked really far away from it. Now, to actually be able to determine that is I just looked at the negative space, right? All the space around it. And I knew had I not found a light like this mirror wouldn't have looked good. So between all of the details here, from the faucet, the mirror, and the light, I worked my best to get the space to look as though it wasn't a mistake by my electrician, but instead something that was intentional. So as far as the rest of the pieces goes, the wallpaper, it's along the toilet, you're looking at the tile. If you guys remember, we refinished the wall tile inside the shower. You can actually see it right here. And we even redid our valves and our faucet, our shower head on the inside. So in total, you're probably looking at about $3,000 for this whole bathroom. But I do think in the end, given what it's done for the space, it's really made a big difference. Okay guys, that is a wrap for this season. I hope you enjoyed it. This has to be one of our fastest flips to date in total. I think we spent about 60 days working on it from start to finish, which is really, really good because considering what we listed at versus what we're trying to sell it for, if we get anywhere near that number, we'll be looking at around $140,000, $150,000 in profit, which is pretty fantastic for only 60 days. Something that I really want you guys to do is please subscribe to the channel and like this video and continue to follow me right here and on Instagram at @jabrams so you can get more content that is all things design and real estate just like this. So please be sure to stay tuned for the next season and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.